Let's talk about some of the games here that we haven't touched on with some of the callers or with Trace Adams, who joined us earlier. And by the way, if you missed any portion of the first half hour of the show, you can catch it in its entirety over on picknation.com. Chicago-Green Bay, an interesting game because, Chicago has already clinched the number 2 seed. Right. This game may mean absolutely nothing for them. Packers, it means everything. Yeah. They've got to win this game, and that's why you're being asked to lay about a touchdown in this contest with the Packers. I'll tell you what, even if the Bears had something to play for, I lean toward the Packers in this game because with Aaron Rodgers back and with that defense, I just think that defense playing at home is going to give Jay Cutler fits.
And we talked about it, the marquee team still being backed by the public, even though they stink. Jets are one of these teams, and everybody saw the Bears beat the Jets and were so impressed by that. Not me. When I look at that game and I see Sanchez, like we talked about just a few minutes ago, looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, which we know at this point he's not. So you put Aaron Rodgers in that same situation, who he's the real deal against that same defense, and I don't see how they're possibly going to stop them. 6.5 points, again, just seems cheap in a scenario where you have a motivated team against a potential non-motivated team. And,
Steve, we also had talked about the value, or at least what I think is, I almost lost my earpiece there, the value of looking at games and perhaps making plays on the fly today. Looking at first half, second half wagers, looking at totals when you're not sure. And one of the things at the site, we haven't talked about this in a few weeks, but you can see it at the site, is the Insider Money Move service that we offer, because this is really an even greater day to take advantage of this service. And at picknation.com, we have a 3-day free trial. And to explain to you what Insider Money Moves are, these are the plays direct from our sources in Vegas at the big sports books, from the best players, the top players, the guys that are truly moving the line. Moving the line by moving the money. A lot of times in this industry, we hear people from a marketing aspect talk about, we've got the insider moves, we've got the Vegas wise guy moves, we've got the late steam. It's all scams, guys. I've been in this business 25 years, Steve over 20 years. It's all scams. It's all marketing and advertising ploys. It's just a bunch of guys. We can take Betsy, our producer, and she could be picking the games for these guys. It doesn't mean anything. They're just robbing you of the money. Well, this is different, though.
Yeah, what they do is they say we've got the line moves. Now, to have the line moves, well, you can go...
Every game has a line move.
Right. You can go right on picknation.com to our free odds service and get all the line moves you want.
From 30 casinos.
But the thing is, how are you going to know which of those games are being moved because the public is simply infatuated with one of the teams, or an actual bona fide sharp player has put an amount of money on Vegas that's respected by that casino, and they move their line? And if you don't know which of those scenarios, well, again, you're just spitting in the wind. With us, we actually only are going to provide the sharp plays. So, and we get the emails all the time from customers that are being chased from their bookmakers left and right. And to me, there's no bigger validation than that. When customers are having to search for a place to play because the plays are too sharp, that means we're doing our job. And look, if you get the 3-day trial for Insider Money Moves, get ready, because the plays are not going to look like regular plays, because they're not. There's going to be all kinds of obscure plays, first quarter bets, first half bets, totals in the first half, totals in the second half, teams that you may not even recognize, college basketball teams that are part of the added games. Any possible advantage that we can have, we're going to give you here with this system, and it's working great. I mean, we're close to 50 games, over 500. That means that if you start at the beginning of the season and you bet just $500 a release, you're up about $20,000 after the VIG. And my God, how much better than that do you want to do?
That's exactly it. Nearly 50 games over 500, and that's dating back to September, guys. In football alone, college and pro, we're looking at close to 30 games over 500 just there. But you're right. And I think that people have to also realize that there are some Sundays where there's 9 plays. There are other Sundays when there may be only 2 or 3 plays.
That's right.
It's not the quantity of the plays. Truly here it's the quality of plays because, again, these aren't manufactured plays. These are plays that the guys in Vegas that really move the big money, and truly, when we say these are the guys that can move the line, these are the guys that do it. And these are plays coming direct from our sources right in the Vegas sportsbook.
Yeah, and once again, this is something that has never been done on the internet before. For the first time ever, regular folk, sometimes we call them suckers, it's a little bit of a nasty word, but regular guys with no information, with no advantage, are actually being turned into wise guys every single day because of this service. It's truly amazing. Thank God nothing like this was available when I was a bookmaker. It really could have hurt us.
Well, I was just thinking to myself, you're talking about guys that are looking for other sources to play because they've been winning so much. You know what the deal was.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
you were a former bookmaker. You ran, you created the offshore sportsbook industry. I'm sure that every single weekend you were running players off because you didn't want their action.
My middle name was Chase. And by the way, my dad, God rest his soul, king of all bookmakers, he'd chase a guy even if he was lucky.
Yeah.
Even if the games weren't moving at the end of the season, give me a list of all the people that won for the football season. Get rid of them. Who needs them?
I mean, the only thing that matters from my perspective as a handicapper is winners. The only thing that matters from your perspective as a bookmaker are losers.
Absolutely.
You wanted losers. You wanted the suckers. You don't need smart players when you're a bookmaker.
No, professional losers. Obviously, you, 8 football seasons winning in a row, you could not have stood a chance to last more than 2 weeks in my shop, Al.
Yeah, you're right. And your dad would have kicked me out probably after 3 days.
That's for sure.
Hey, guys, again, that Vegas Insider Money Moves, it's a free 3-day trial, and we did a longer trial for that because, again, some days there's 10 plays, some days there's 2 plays, and we wanted to give you a sense with all the sports. What a great time to get it. You've got college bowls, you've got college basketball conference action finally in full swing, and you've got NBA. Plus your NFL action. So if you start it today, you'll get it today, Monday, and Tuesday. And FYI, how you get the plays, you can go online and get them. Just simply stay online in your browser or refresh with the plays. You can get them via text message on your smartphone. You can get them by an automated message where somebody will call you and you'll get the actual play.
By
Dallas,
email.
right. Or you can get it by email. So we've got you covered. This is not something that you have to be sitting at home, even though most of you probably are, watching the games, betting on them. But you do have the flexibility to be mobile with this service.
And one of the interesting things about the Insider Money Moves is that normally as a gambler, volume hurts you. We preach it all the time in seminars across the country where we tell gamblers less is more. My crews, I have, 7 different crews. They all come out with a play every single day. But I find that one play time and time again, and you see how successful that's been. Well, with the Insider Money Moves, it's the exact opposite. And the reason why we give away a 3-day free trial rather than a 1-day free trial is because the volume is actually in our favor. So we want to give that customer the best chance to realize, hey, this is the secret sauce. So if we just give them 1 day, hey, that could be a day where only 2 plays come out, and we have no way in advance of knowing that. So we give them 3 days so they can feel the full benefit of the system to understand that this is something special.
And you have to realize with Insider Money Moves, a lot of times you'll get the plays 5-7 minutes before kickoff. Hey, that's when the line's moving.
Right.
That's when the money's rolling in. That's the play that you want. Or you'll get a bunch of plays at, around 3:50, 3:55 Eastern time on a Sunday afternoon, right before those 4:05 and 4:15 games kick off. You're going to see some late action, or you're going to see some action around 2:15, 2:30 Eastern time because suddenly the halftime games.
Sometimes you get nothing all day. All of a sudden, the halftime games of the West Coast basketball games are where it's at, 10:30 at night. You thought it was safe to go to bed. I'm sorry, that beeper's going off, that phone's ringing, and we're going to let you know it's time to get into your man because there's value out there.
So again, guys, picknation.com, 100% online business, no salesmen, no callbacks, no recorded message. Hell, we don't even have phones. It's 100% online business. The 3-day free trial is waiting for you. And plus, if you haven't taken advantage of it, as we talked about many, many times, the 1-day trial as well for the All Access Pass, where you can get the plays of all the handicappers, including myself and Steve, Trace Adams, who joined us in the first half hour as well, all for free. $500-600 value. You can't go wrong.
I can't believe it's over, Al. It's
Yeah.
finally over. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Betsy holding it down on the board. My man Craig behind the camera and his crew to the right. Everybody that's been listening and supporting the show the whole season. We love you. Keep it going. Keep sticking to our plays during the playoffs and the postseason. We are not done yet.
No, absolutely. And again, if you missed any portion of today's show, you can catch it again over on picknation.com. Also want to thank Sports Time Ohio, who's carried us all season long as well, and foxsports.com. We'll catch you next year.